It's a new week, it's a new competition, and more drama and controversy to talk about in the first round of the Currie Cup 2020. Welcome to Rapid Chats with Angus. Well, we started this weekend off with the Sharks hosting the Pumas down in Durban, and the Sharks being convincing 45-10 winners on this occasion. A couple of notes I made. I didn't catch the game because I was quite busy this weekend. But just some notes that I made after watching the highlights is that while the Sharks' forward dominance actually got him the match in the bag before it even started. And I actually say that wrong, but you know what I mean. Their forward dominance was just amazing. They mauled the Pumas to pieces. They defended very well, except for that one try they let in by the Pumas flanker, the number seven. And overall, the Sharks were quite impressive. Also, Nohamba, he just keeps on growing, the kid. He's such an impressive young talent, eh? He showed his class in the Springbok Green and Gold trial match. And we said it before, and I'll say it again. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when you will become a Springbok. And it must be said, as good as the Sharks were, the Pumas were sloppy. They were sloppy and they were terrible, and they never deserved to be even close in that match because honestly, a charge down kick from Devon Williams, just some other sloppy errors. They were forcing the play. They just played uninspired. I'm not sure if they are fatigued due to this competition and how long it is and the quality they had to face so far. They played a lot of Springboks week in and out, and they are quite a minnow side, or they are a minnow side in this competition. And maybe now it's starting to take its toll. We have seen it in the past, when the smaller unions were part of the Currie Cup, like the Leopards and those guys, they would get smashed in the second half of the season, which is where we are now right now. So I do think that maybe just fatigue is starting to take its toll, and the depth that other bigger unions might have, and the smaller ones don't have, might have an influence on the results. And also, just something else that stood out for me, Jeremy Ward. That kid has work rate. Like I said, the Pumas were sloppy, but Jeremy Ward scored two tries, not because he created them, not because of his teammates who created it for them, but he capitalized on mistakes from the Pumas players. And that came down to work rate, work rate, work rate. So well done to Jeremy Ward on that. I'm sure Sean Everett will be quite pleased on that aspect of his game. And the experiment with JJ van der Mest, I feel, was a success. Look, you guys can disagree with me on this because I didn't watch the full match. I caught a 10 minutes highlight package or 7 minutes highlights package, and from what I see or from what I've seen in the match, I do feel that the Van der Mest experiment worked well, and I feel it's a good thing that they did this. A couple of years back, we had Peter Steve the Toy touted as a lock only, and he was supposed to be this big, powerful lock to partner Eben Etzebeth and be the next Buckers and Victor. And 2015 came and Heineken played him on the flank. We lost in Japan. Alistair did the same against England. They scored two tries off him when Ben Young snapped at the ruck. And there was a lot of criticism, playing Peter Steph at seven. And it took a while. He earned his craft and he became the best number seven flanker in the world. Actually, the best player in the world in 2019. So to experiment with a youngster like Van der Mesh at this age, at a game you probably know you will win. You don't want to take anything for granted and sound arrogant, but I think the Sharks knew that they had the firepower to put the Pumas away. So it was a good opportunity for them to, put him at number seven and see how he goes. And now they know that he can't fulfill that role if push comes to shove for them. Although they have so many loose forwards, I don't even see why they did it anyway, but that's their business. And also, Sabu Nkosi, what a classy player. That grab out of the air to score the try off the restart and the intercept. The man's got vision and he got high ball skills. One of the things I always loved about Nkosi, actually, especially in the Springbok setup, is his ability under the high ball. And I feel that he made a good comeback after his small injury. And hopefully he stays fit, come 2021 for the British and Irish Lions too, because I feel we will need him a lot. Anything can happen. Tristan Colby is on fire at the moment. We're not sure what Makazori's plans are going forward, but I'm pretty sure he will want to be involved in that series as well. But it's always a good thing to have depth, and like we saw against Wales last year in the semi-final, Nkosi came in, slotted in, and we got the win. So yeah, I'm a bit of a rhymer myself. I didn't plan that, by the way. But let's move on to the second match. We had the Greek was up against the Lions, and This might sound contradicting on my side, what I said previously on the smaller unions, being fatigued. And we can't make an assessment on this because this match stopped after 48 minutes due to inclement weather. It seems to be the theme of 2020 where a match is decided by the weather conditions, and it makes sure that the match actually sees the second half, that it doesn't just go and disrupts itself before the first half. Otherwise, it has to be rescheduled or deemed as a draw according to official rules. But yeah, a couple of notes I made there. I feel that Zach Berger, the scrum half and the captain of the Griquas, is a junior buck, and I feel he will benefit so much more with all the respect to the Griquas at a bigger union. Be it the Bulls, Lions, Stormers, Sharks, even Cheetahs, doesn't matter. But Zach Berger needs a bigger union at the moment. He is going to stagnate at Griquas, I feel. His progress will be halted, and I feel that he can do and grow even so much more at a bigger union, or if need be, go overseas. But he's a very talented number nine, I feel, and I feel that he deserves an opportunity at a higher level or at a better team. With all due respect to Griquas, obviously. Also, Edwan Cater, also a guy with massive, massive work rate. What a winger he is. And his combination with James Verity Am at the back is quite potent, actually. And the other thing I noted here as well is the ability of Cordell Scorsone for the Lions. He's a lethal finisher. We've seen it time and time again in Super Rugby in the Lions' glory years. I say glory because I actually wish they would have won the title at least once out of three attempts, but unfortunately, it was never to be for them. And he was one of their best players, during those times. And even though he was in the better side of a Springbok era under Alistair Coetzee, he was still a very good player, provincially and also at the Super Rugby level. And I feel give credit where credit is due. And Scosan, he is really one of the best finishers in the business. Um, and I would want to say this, and I made this prediction before this match on the Lions game. Now, I was on a show the other night, the Los Gamal, with the Yellow Cap and Hein. And we spoke about this match and obviously gave predictions. And I said it will be a high scoring game, but I think the Lions will win it by 8. Now, I also said it could be tight, and that's why I said the 8-point margin. And Greek was looked to upset them, and then the Lions pack basically saved their bums for the day because a couple of good scrums gave them some penalty advantages to work with, and they scored some tries in the end to go 3 points ahead, and the game was called off. Now, we can speculate and we can wonder about the if, buts, and maybes. I'm sure the Greek coaches will be the ones with the biggest headache on the if buts and maybes because this game could have gone either way, if it went to full 80. And unfortunately, it had to be deemed as a Lions win because they were ahead after 40 minutes. And the rules does clearly state, when a half has been played and the game has to be called off for whatever reason, the team in front will take the 4 lock points or the points that they accumulated during the time and will be deemed as the winners of the match. So yeah, unlucky Griquas. The Griquas played quite well. They were really in it for that first 15 to 20 minutes, and unfortunately they ran out of steam. I can't even say that, to be honest. I just feel the Lions overpowered them later on in the match. And now I didn't make any notes on this. I'll put this book away. It's a bit hard for me as a Western Province supporter to talk about this, but Western Province and the Blue Bulls, the last North-South derby to be played at Newlands between these two sides, and Western Province came out on the wrong side of the scoreline. It was a bitter pill to swallow, and I was gonna plan to watch this match on my phone. I was actually out, and I got a last-minute call to cover the game. Now, I hope my boss isn't watching this, by the way, because he's subscribed to my channel. I don't like covering matches where I'm emotionally involved, sorry, in one of the teams involved, and in this case being Western Province. So I said, you know what, I'll do the game because I can make it in time to be back home, and I did the game, and if I can just do a quick recap, I feel that Western Province, they could have won this one. And I'm not saying this, to be biased or anything, but poor decision making, Damon Willemse skull kicking in front of the post that he missed 3 points, that was totally 3 points, free and three for that matter. could have been the winning points at the end of the day because they lost by two and they messed up three. So it could have gone either way. But it really was a game that they would feel they should have taken. And kudos to the Bulls. They went down to 14 men quite controversially with a red card for Jacques van Rooyen on Warwick Geland. And basically, yeah, they fought till the end and actually got the win at the death. With 14 men with a pinpoint crossfield kick by Chris Smith and an ice cold conversion by the former Marty. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I'm a big Chris Smith fan. I'm a big Marcus Rugby fan myself, and that's why I was a big Chris Smith fan. So for me, for him to kick that winning conversion was a bit bittersweet, because it's a guy I supported when he was playing for the maroon jersey, and now he's playing for the enemy and scoring the winning points against my team from where he was schooled by Sachs just down the road. So I guess it's probably one of those bittersweet moments. But you know what? As a good sportsman, I will say well done to the Bulls. They do deserve that win. And they do go ahead on the Currie Cup block with 27 points. The Sharks on 20, on 24, and Western Province on 20. So yeah, we are in for an interesting round coming up this weekend. The Bulls take on the Cheetahs, which could be an interesting one. Cheetahs had a bye this weekend after they lost to the Stormers in Super Rugby Unlocked a couple of weeks ago. And Western Province take on the Lions, as far as I know. And also we have, I think the Sharks take on, I think it's a Currie Cup. I'm not quite sure on that fixture. I need to double check that actually. I actually just thought of the matches now, when I I blabbed in front of this camera. But yeah, it should be interesting. I will post the predictions later on my page. I'm not going to mention them now because I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen the lineups or anything like that. But yeah, it's been an interesting weekend of Super Rugby Unlocked. And yeah, we are past the halfway stage of the competition now and things are just heating up. And things can get very interesting going forward as well. But at the point in time, Jake White seems to be doing wonders with the team that he's assembled, during the COVID break, and he's getting the results for what he's paid for. So well done to him and well done to the Bulls so far in their season. I hope Western Province can sort out their issues. Damon Willemse is, for one, at the point in time, I wouldn't say it's a liability. I still believe he's a very, very good talent. However, I do feel these are form number one, and number two is on confidence. He had a very good game against the Cheetahs 2 weeks ago, but 2 weeks later he just wasn't in the game, and his goal kicking, especially in a tight game, and I said this before to my friends as well. In a tight game, it will come back to haunt us, and it did this past weekend. I think we left something like 11 odd points out on the boot, and even a try that should have been scored that didn't go to hand at the end by Angelo David. So yeah, we really messed up that game. We should have really won that game, and I feel we were the better team. Even statistically, gosh, I hate that word, it braces in my mouth. But statistically, we were the better team on paper. But scoreboard, yeah, looks at the scoreboard. Some wise men said back in the day. If you're an older guy, you'll know what I'm saying here. But yeah, guys, thanks again for tuning in, and also well done to the All Blacks. They got a good win over Argentina. Although Argentina made 10 changes to their side, 38-0. It's still a very convincing margin, regardless. And Will Jordan, jeez. I know he was a freak for the Crusaders, but damn, I didn't think you carry that form over into Test rugby. Scoring 2 tries with 2 touches in 2 minutes. If you didn't play two in the lottery this weekend, I would be worried. So, Will Jordan, well done on that. You're not going to see this anyway, but I have to give credit where credit is due. So, yeah, guys, thanks again for tuning in. I will be back. Promise you guys this week on my page. You can check out the predictions I will post. And maybe I'll even do a video on predictions, who knows, depending on how much time I have. But for now, enjoy the upcoming fixtures this week. If your team lost this weekend like mine did, condolences to you. I know how it feels. And if you guys won, if your team won, then congratulations and all the best going forward in the competition. But more importantly, guys, it's still a pandemic out there. We are having cases rising by the day. And we are heading into December now. So by the time you'll see this, it's the 1st of December anyway. We're heading into December now. And it's time for holiday and festive season. And people want to have gatherings and see their family. But we still have to be very careful in what we do. Still wear your mask. Still sanitize your hands. Don't socialize unnecessarily if you don't have to. Don't go out unnecessarily if you don't have to. and make sure we can beat this thing together. But for now, I will say goodbye for real this time. And guys, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.